All right, so you routed this thing all the way up, huh?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, looks like you got all your burn marks off. Were they a little challenging to get off?
Yeah.
It just takes time, right? So persistence paid off for you. It looks pretty good. So what grit did you use to sand off those burn marks?
120.
120, okay. Do you know what grit you went to after you sanded this all the way with 120?
220.
Okay, so you went to 220. Could we have stopped in between and went to 150?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Some people do. You happen to go to 220 on this because it's a non-exposed grain wood, so it's a non-oak or a non-ash or a non-hickory. So this here you can take all the way to 220, and it looks really good, and it feels really good. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to put an oil on this project, and the oil that we're going to use is this. It's called boiled linseed oil, and I have thinned this down a little bit with some lacquer thinner. It just makes it absorb into the project a little bit better. It's going to look really nice when we put it on, but what's going to happen is it is going to soak into the wood, and it will eventually kind of mellow out a little bit. We'll be able to bring that shine back though when we put some polyurethane on it later on. So we're just going to enhance the wood's natural beauty with this, because right now it looks decent, but it's kind of like dull, right? We put this on, it's really going to bring out the characteristics of the wood. Do you remember what species you used for this?
Roasted poplar and something else.
Okay, so the roasted poplar are these dark brown pieces, right? And what do you think that lighter colored one was? It's maple, and it happens to be a curly maple or a tiger maple in your case. And the colors contrast each other really well. So when we go to use this boiled linseed oil, we shake it up a little bit. I already did for the video here. And we're just going to take the top of the lid off here. We've got a little cut up t-shirt right here. Just going to put a little bit on this, and we always do it, over the project in case any was to come off. So we're just going to put a little bit on here. See how it starts to look. That's starting to look pretty good, huh? So you're just going to keep dunking this on, and we're going to let you go ahead and do the whole project. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to want to keep the rag kind of saturated, and you're going to keep going over the whole thing because it's going to keep absorbing it and absorbing it and absorbing it. So go ahead and put a little bit more on. We don't ever really dump this on the project because oftentimes what happens is it spills. You can go ahead and put another dab of dew on there, though. You can see how it's sucking it right up already. So yeah, go over the whole thing. And you're going to do the entire project with that. You're going to just kind of keep going. It looks like we got about 15 minutes or so still left in the class here. Do you see how it's absorbing it? Like it goes on shiny and wet looking, then all of a sudden it just kind of like flashes off. So it's really sucking it in pretty fast. But you're going to do the whole thing inside, edges, inside the holes. Well, that's looking really good. And you're gonna see, you're just gonna keep putting it on. We always want to keep this in the center table, that way it doesn't fall over. That stuff's really greasy if it's on the floor. Take a whole 15 minutes to take that off. Why do you think we're doing this over top of some scrap pieces?
So it doesn't go on the table?
Yeah. Not so much that we don't get the stuff on the table, so it doesn't pick up the stuff that's showing on the table, like the sawdust, right? Don't be afraid to, oh yeah, see that's nice and thick right there. I like that. We're just gonna keep moving it in and around and the whole 9 yards. I'm gonna put a little dab of dew right here. Watch this. I'm gonna put a little bit there. Yep. Get the rag nice and saturated. There you go. Don't be afraid, do the whole thing real nice. It's taking a decent little bit, huh? Is that rag kind of saturated already?
Yeah.
Good. Oh yeah, look at that. See that? That looks really sharp right there. That's really looking good now that it's starting to kind of be absorbed in. We're going to spend the entire class period just putting it on, or at least the last 15 minutes we have here. assess it the next time we come in. We might just be able to put some, there you go. You just kind of you want to go in like a nice little circle. Yep, that way it doesn't run all over the edges. We kind of keep it on the project, so to say. Normally we just put on the rag, but since we want a little bit of fast instant results for this video, I kind of put a little bit on there for you. You'll see. So you probably got enough on the rag almost now, where we just kind of keep rubbing it over the whole project over and over and over, and just keep sucking it. So those brown pieces, they were pretty light brown in the beginning, weren't they? They almost look black right now. Would you agree? They're crazy brown. They're almost like a chocolate candy bar brown, maybe even darker than that. Like a Hershey bar almost. Keep rubbing it in the other side. Boy, that's looking mighty fine, huh? That's looking real sharp. All right, listen, I'm going to let you kind of keep putting this on. Maybe we'll cut into the video here in about 10 minutes, see how you're making out, see if it's got any better color, but that looks pretty good. Keep her going there, big guy. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes, and I'll tell you what, that looks really nice. Did you have to dunk it in anymore? A couple times, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks pretty nice. I really like it. We just want to make sure that there's no real crazy wet spots on it at the very end. So right before we put it away, all we do is just take this. We'll go over it a little bit. All right, over this edge. And which side would we want to set it on to dry overnight? So we want to put it with the bottom side down, right? And do you know why? Yeah, so if there's any little marks or anything like that, it'd be sitting in the bottom. So listen, we're gonna let this bad boy dry, and I think what we're gonna do is you're in here on Friday next. We'll probably at that point there be able to go ahead and put some polyurethane on this. It looks really sharp, and I think once we put that polyurethane on, it's gonna look like $1 million. So I like it. Nice job, buddy.